As new parents, we thought we were prepared.
It was a very new experience without friends or family. I was in a new city. I feel like I wasn't as supported as what I would imagine.
There was this deep isolation. No one teaches you how to bring another human into the world. So you feel vulnerable while watching how vulnerable this baby is. And you want your mommy a little bit too now.
I had to learn how to ask for help.
New parenthood doesn't need to be this tough. CaroCare supports new families through the critical 8 weeks postpartum, delivering in-home and remote care to new parents so you and your baby can thrive. Hi, I'm Stephanie. Karina and I are the co-founders of CaroCare. But today, I'd like to tell you about one of our very first clients, Abby. Abby's a lawyer who moved to Southie a few years ago with her husband. And she's very type A and very organized, as many of us are here. But when baby Sam came into her life, she felt totally knocked out by his arrival. First, she had an emergency C-section, which drastically limited her mobility and ability to take care of her baby. Second, breastfeeding was really hard for her. It was painful and challenging. And while her husband was very supportive, she felt lonely and isolated. She didn't know if what she was experiencing was normal and where to turn for help. What Abby experienced is just a few of the wide range of challenges that new parents face when they bring a baby into their life. These challenges are nothing new, but they're particularly acute now for two main reasons. First, the village of family and friends that used to be around to support a new family as they brought a baby into the world doesn't exist any longer, as more people of my generation move away from their hometowns. And second, the healthcare institution is not stepping in to fill this gap. Today, a woman experiencing a natural labor cannot expect to see an OBGYN for 6 weeks. In between that period of time, there's zero formal care. But families need and deserve more support, because this is the state of the world today. In the United States, over 30% of women give birth via C-section, which is 3 times higher than the World Health Organization deems medically necessary. 1 in 7 experience some degree of postpartum depression, and 40% don't breastfeed as long as they'd like to. This is the experience of our friends, of our classmates, of our coworkers. And when Karina and I looked around at each other and realized that when we become new mothers, this is going to be our experience too, and that no one else is really meaningfully impacting the parent experience, we knew we had to do something better. And we knew that we could. And that's why we developed CaroCare. With CaroCare, we've developed a tech-enabled service that provides new parents and their newborns with in-home and remote care, on demand, and tailored to their needs. Let me walk you through what the experience looks like for one of our clients. Prior to giving birth, we match our families with one of our nurse navigators, like Erin, who provides one-on-one care to them through their postnatal journey. Once in labor, we start putting together their care plan that's shared with them before they leave the hospital so they can plan for the week ahead. Within 72 hours of discharge, Erin comes and visits the family in the home, where she attends to the mother's physical recovery needs, mental health needs, and helps the family learn how to take care of their new baby. She's also available via text or phone call for any questions, big or small. We pre-book a lactation consultant to visit the family in the home within the first week, and we coordinate with insurance to ensure coverage. After the first few home visits, Erin continues to conduct telemedicine visits with the family to start anticipating their needs and help connect them with the right care. And lastly, our families have access to our curated network of local area providers that we've rigorously vetted and background checked. And we know this works because countries around the world have been utilizing in-home and community-based postpartum care models for decades now. And the US medical community has started identifying this gap, recently issuing guidance that postpartum care should be a continuous, ongoing process, rather than a single office visit. So today, we are taking global best practices, modernizing the execution to meet the needs of the modern parent, and leveraging technology to drive scale. So with CaroCare, there is no more 2 a.m. Googling and searching Facebook forums to self-diagnose. There's no more feeling completely overwhelmed with lots of advice from family and friends and neighbors. And there's no more just feeling like you have to tough it out with zero help. Between our curated marketplace and subscription service, we're helping families understand what they need, when they need it, and removing all barriers to access to care. To do so, we're joined by a world-class advisory board that's lending clinical and service design expertise. And with the support of Delta V this summer, we launched our first paid pilot in June. To date, we now have 14 paying customers, and we've delivered over 70 hours of care to date. But this is just the beginning for us. We believe that by delivering proactive, seamless care to these families in one of the most transformational periods of their lives, we build both the trust and the credibility to extend that relationship through the transition back into work and through the early years of parenthood, which represents a $5 billion market opportunity in the US. So, if you believe that new families deserve more, and if you are as excited about this as we are, we would love to hear from you. We're looking to build out our team, we're seeking angel investment, and we're looking for any expectant families due in 2020 for our Boston launch. So come talk to us after the show. Thank you.